Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris with InsideTheU here at Mandarin High School in Jacksonville. The Mustangs just wrapped up their orange and green spring game inter-squad scrimmage, watching Miami quarterback commit 2028 Knox in action. Goes 6 of 12, 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was out here for 6 drives, led touchdowns in 3 of those drives, a couple punts, and then a safety on a bad snap over his head. But all in all, a pretty solid performance from Knox. I'll get into more with him, my observations, as well as talking to him and Coach Bullock. And shout out to Coach Bullock and the coaching staff for holding this event and being able to be out here. This was great. And also, too, 2028 5-star wide receiver Brysen, Wright, one of the best players in the country. Had a chance to watch him, talk to him. 3 catches, 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'll get into some things with him as well. And, there were some other guys, from this team, from the Mustangs. You got the guys up front, Kindred Outland, a USF commit, Chris McGowan, a 2028 defensive line prospect to watch. Shawnquez Foster, a running back over 1,000 yards last season. And Jarius Lewis, another defensive back to kind of just pay attention to. But starting with Knox, look, it started off a little bit slow. They kind of blow the play dead, in those first couple drives, has 3 sacks, couldn't really get into a really good rhythm, and then he was able to. In particular, he made a really nice touchdown, 63-yard touchdown pass to Brysen, but it came on an RPO, so a short pass over the middle, but I thought it was a good read. He talked about afterwards, read the will linebacker, did a good job there, ran the play before, and where they handed the ball off. But he saw, based on his read, he kind of just drew it back, and hit Brysen over the middle on a nice slant route by Brysen, who talked a lot about route running when I had a conversation with him. But I thought it was a good pass by Knox. And then Brysen kind of makes one guy miss over the middle, gets to the outside and races through everybody for the touchdown. So 63 yards touchdown. It gets padded because of the run after the catch, but still a really good decision by Knox and accurate pass. And I feel like the RPO game is going to be big for him, not just here at Mandarin, but at the next level when he gets to college. He's a Miami commit. He said he really likes Shannon Dawson, their offense, and certainly watching Shannon Dawson's offense, the RPO, and being able to draw things back and be able to deliver accurate passes is always a big thing in that offense. So good from Knox there. I thought Knox made another good pass to Brysen on a sideline pass, 27-yard catch earlier, just put the ball in a good spot, essentially a one-on-one situation. Brysen went up and got his foot in bounds. He does a very good job down the field. Brysen's great at that, using his size and speed. In addition to his catch radius is really good. And, and then on the second touchdown, and this is kind of just more typical, just the connection with Knox and Brysen, 36 yards over the top of the defense. Essentially, Knox did a good job reading the safeties, and then also you saw the verts, and then just connected with Brysen there. Brysen one-on-one coverage, kind of goes up and gets it and scores a touchdown. So again, there were some incompletions, there's some high throws, there were some sacks, and Knox has said he's still working on, pocket presence, wants to continue to develop with that. But, when I talked to Coach Bullock afterwards, and look, full conversations with all 3 of these guys will be posted on the website, InsideTheU.com, but just a few notes with what Coach Bullock had to say. He said, with Knox, he's the hardest worker he's been around. He's a guy that just loves football, and I hear that, and the love of the game. Coach Cristobal and Miami staff talk about that all the time. They're always trying to find players with the love of the game, and it seems like it should be an easy thing to identify, but it's just not. You have to find those guys that are just a little bit extra with how much they enjoy the game. And just watching Knox on the sideline, he's always talking to his teammates before, after plays. He's just a very engaging player to kind of watch, and with the other quarterbacks, before this got started, going through drills, or just the other receivers, just kind of every offensive lineman, just a very engaging personality. So it was good to talk with Knox, Coach Bullock. And then with Brysen, look, with Miami, they're one of the schools that he's obviously considering. Texas, Ohio State are up there too. He's going to have, essentially all the options. But one thing he said that Miami's done a good job of, and, is it's that consistent, that consistent interaction, that consistent, pursuit essentially. But also too, he really credits them for being one of the first schools on him, and that really holds a lot of weight to him. So that's important to him. So we'll see, again, same way with Knox. 2028, still a lot of time to go, but Miami's in a good position. It feels like at this point, they're not playing catch up. And sometimes in years past, when they're kind of want to identify one of these top level guys, they are playing catch up, whether it's with interactions or just with their on-field performance. But Miami, with the season they had, the offense that they've been putting together, Knox talked about the quarterbacks they've been putting out, and certainly Brysen's paying attention to the passing game. But Miami's in a good position in that they don't have to play catch up. They've done their work on the field, just have to continue it. And then also, they've just continued their pursuit. So good being out here, Mandarin High School. It's always good kind of being out here, spring tour a little bit, but just dropping by. Wanted to watch these guys in action. I'll have highlights of Knox and Brysen in action, so definitely stay tuned to the channel. But have a good rest of the day and take care.